break it into decades. The first decade is going to be the 70s, which I'm very familiar with. And I love the 70s. I used to have hair. But in the 70s, we have 2 inductees. And our first inductee is actually a very good friend of mine. And I've known him since the 70s. I ran this little track called Narlsbad. And I couldn't have done it, without people. Well, there's going to be many people in this room that did help. But Anthony, you were always a big help. And I would like to introduce our first inductee, Anthony Chambers.
Anthony Chambers' incredible BMX journey began back in 1974, riding trails near his Golden Hills neighborhood in Bellevue, Nebraska. By 1975, he and his friends had carved out a network of dirt jumps and downhill runs known as the Golden Hills Trails, one of the earliest BMX hotspots in Nebraska. That same year, Anthony organized his own BMX races there, complete with handmade trophies, a full year before any sanctioned BMX events existed in the state. In 1976, Anthony watched a race at Yankee Hill BMX in Lincoln, and soon after began racing at Omaha's first BMX track, Spinnin Spokes. The BMX fire was lit, and it never went out. Through the late 70s and early 80s, Anthony raced across the Midwest, forming lifelong friendships and inspiring countless young riders with his energy and enthusiasm. His talent quickly caught the eye of sponsors from Vest Soda and local bike shops like Cycle Shack, The Bike Rack, and Olympia Cycle, to national brands like Redline and Earl's Bicycle Factory. His partnership with shop owner Earl Huffman proved legendary. Anthony's race wins on Sunday, sold bikes on Monday. Earl later got Anthony on the Kuwahara national team, where the pair helped make Kuwahara one of the hottest BMX brands in the Midwest. Through the 1990s and 2000s, Anthony stayed deeply involved in BMX, managing brands, mentoring riders, and forming the transformed racing team, which brought new life to the sport. He's captured multiple state and district titles and continued to compete well into the 2010s and 2020s, earning podium finishes at major USA BMX national events. Recently, Anthony embraced vintage BMX racing, taking his passion full circle, winning national titles on classic bikes like the 1979 Roger DeCoster. For over 50 years, Anthony Chambers has embodied everything great about BMX: competition, camaraderie, mentorship, and pure fun. He's more than a racer, he's an ambassador of the sport, dedicated to keeping the spirit of BMX alive for generations to come. Anthony, welcome to the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame.
You know, the thing about Anthony is that you can sum him up pretty easy. He's Mr. Personality. I mean, this guy knows everybody. We go to Dirty Fest, and there's guys I grew up with, and he knows them better. You know, it's like he is just out there and really just doing it. And I mean, you started Golden Hills, right?
Yes.
You were jumping there, you were riding there.
We need to get him the handheld mic.
Yes, that's right. We need it. Tim, we're screwing up already. We're on the first guy.
Sorry, Anthony, you were the first. You know, Anthony and I have been traveling together rock solid steady for like 3 years, going to these vintage races, and so it's okay if there's a little bit of a stumble because we banter back and forth more than sisters or brothers. Who's the brother? I'm the sister?
But back to Golden Hills. So tell us about Golden Hills, because you not only started jumping there, but then you started some kind of organizing some events, building your own trophies. Hey, tell us about it.
Well, actually, you know, back in the 70s, you know, of course I saw Evel Knievel and I wanted to be like him. And then in 1974, I saw Boys Life magazine, and it had BMX in it. So there were some trails, and we started riding, we started jumping, emulating motorcycles, and so at that time there was no races around, so we would kind of throw our own little neighborhood races, And then eventually we built a small track, and we would throw races for kids that had no opportunity to really try it. Especially once we did go to races, we threw races because the kids in the neighborhood, their parents wouldn't give them the time or take them to races. So I felt it was important to give them the opportunity to see what it was like to feel like it made me feel special.
The one thing I note when I look at your biography and like that is that you had a bunch of sponsors. Did you have a problem keeping sponsors? Is that what it was, or?
Everybody loved him.
No, you just kept. Other people found out about you, right?
No, I talk a lot. I have to keep
No.
the gab. I smile all the time.
Do you see how I'm between two guys who talk a lot?
You know? No, it was always easy to get a sponsor because, back in the old days, I'd get a sponsor. I might only have a sponsor for like a month. And why would I have a sponsor for a month? Because somebody else would come along promising more. And, and at that time, when you're a kid, you don't have a job yet, and if there was a better opportunity, you took advantage of it. So I went from sponsor, sometimes to sponsor, and some sponsors I would stick to for years. Like Earl's, for a matter of fact. Earl, I was with for about 4 years almost. He hooked me up with Kuahara, and it turned out to be a good deal. But let me say one thing. I got to say one thing, man. When we were young, just like you guys said, I had some friends I hung out with. 2 of them came tonight. Mark Farfella, can you stand up?
Yeah, man.
That was my road dog back in the 70s. I had another buddy, Jeff Hicks. He came with his wife. His wife got sick. They had to leave. And there was a third one. His name was Bruce Jasper. He passed away 5 years ago. And I want you to know, by me winning, it's like those guys winning, because those guys made me better. Okay? So I'm very humble by this, but I'm getting ready to get choked up here because it takes a village to raise me. My mother raised me as a single parent. And everybody that helped me, these sponsors, my friends, those friends, other parents, they helped turn me into what I am today, which is I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful. I love the sport. I love you guys too.
Yeah. Anthony, that's what it's all about, man. It's like, it's one of those things when we go to like one of the vintage BMX races or something, Anthony has people gravitate towards him because of the positive attitude.
We have a special gift here for Anthony tonight because of his friendship with Rusty Roberts and Rusty's wife, Misty.
They call me Blueberry because we eat blueberries. So he bought me blueberries all the way from Texas. I got to say one more thing about sponsors, okay? Real quick, one more thing about sponsors. Back in 2006, I had just left Omaha BMX. I had my uniform on, and I stopped at a QT. And this guy walks up to me, and he has all these questions, and I'm just thinking to myself, who is this guy? And his name was Brian Ferragrino. And we got together, and we started, because of his connections with Excess Energy and my know-how and my connections, we actually started Transform Racing, a BMX team. And Brian is still out there, man. You know what I mean? I mean, in BMX, if you know BMX in Nebraska, you know Brian. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to give him his props, That's the man.
We're seeing a trend tonight with BMXers. There's no me. It's really, we're recognizing everybody in the room and how it really has just transferred from person to person. I think all of us who raced know there was that one guy that kind of gave us some tips and helped us and let us know, that it was good to do this or set up your bike that way. And that's kind of what you're saying. People helped you all throughout your racing career, right?
Well, like I said, it takes a village, and I mean that, My mother raised me by my mother. Can you stand up, Mother?
There we go.
My mother's 82 years old, and you know, she worked hard her whole life, and she gave me everything she could, which was quite a bit. And when I say it takes a village, I mean, you know, my dad wasn't there, so I had to learn a lot of stuff by myself. So I went through friends and parents, and it took a village. I mean that. You know, it took friends, and that's why I became a better parent, because of learning from all these people that helped me. You know, and I'm thankful for that. I mean, I don't take any of it for granted. I'm thankful for that. And any of you that know me know that I treat everybody with respect, and I always have from day one. And if there's anything I could do for you, I would do it.
What'd you call me the other day, though? Wasn't that respectful?
What was that? Tim's like my brother too, man. I mean, you know.
No, man, I know. Actually, Anthony has probably taught me something. I mean, you know, I try to be humble. I try to have humility and all that. But, you know, just hanging out with him again after all these years, he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. He's one of my closest friends. And, man, congratulations, pal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anthony, congratulations on being our newest inductee and the first one for the class of 2025.
Woo!
Anthony Chambers, everyone.
Do you have anything else you want to quickly say? One final statement.
I just want to thank everybody for coming and supporting BMX as a sport, and of course as a state, Nebraska. I want to congratulate all the inductees that are going to come up here tonight. And Shelby Fuller, she raced on a team that I managed. You know, Tom Jeffries, we hung out, raced together. He used to do freestyle shows. I used to commentate for his freestyle shows in the early 80s. And by the way, Tom Jeffries was the very first freestyler that had national recognition in the entire United States for this state back in the 80s. Wow. You know, so freestyle's come a long way, and Carl's taking it the rest of the way.
You good?
I'm good.
Thanks,
All
brother.
right.
You are amazing, and congratulations again. I love you.
Way to go, buddy.
Let me grab it.